Now we have to figure out, sometimes they're sporadic. Sometimes the sun come out, they'll hold tight up against structure. Okay, when that sun goes in, they'll move out a little bit. Look at that. Oh, man, if you guys can rewind and watch that, you'll feel that thump. You'll see the rod shake. Okay, listen, it's early in the morning. Let's see what time it is. It's 9 a.m. We're in October. Still in October. Water still hadn't gotten cool enough yet. But you see those sticks over there right between the brush pile and that boat? I'm gonna fish right in there, and I'm still gonna be using the same thing that I've always been using. Listen, until you stop me, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm not gonna stop. I gotta lower my voice because we're in the AM and I'm fishing on the back. You remember, I'm fishing on the back, in the back of somebody's yard. So when you're on the water, proper etiquette, you gotta lower your voice because there ain't nothing to stop your voice, no trees, no anything. So your voice carries a great deal. Okay, listen, go ahead guys, get you a cup of coffee, get you a cup of tea, whatever you do. Pull up a chair, sit down and relax with me for a little bit. Let's see if we can have some fun. We're not on a meat run yet. I'm still doing the same thing, waiting on the water to get cooler. God dog, I forgot to bring my curly tail out here with me to drag it across the water, the big water, to see if they're biting yet. But I'm gonna go back and get it. I know I'm gonna go back and get it. Then I'm gonna go to the tree. But right now, let's pull up. I'm gonna go over the specs, what I'm using later on in the cutaway. You guys know how I roll, okay? And I'm running the pink and monkey milk, okay? And let me see, as a matter of fact, guys, I'm gonna switch from, give me a minute because I had on the 116, but I'm switching back to the 132nd, okay? I done fell in love with that 132nd. Let me get the 132nds out and I'm gonna be right back with you guys to show you how I roll. God dog. God dog. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That was hot. And we got it on camera. How about that? How about that? Over here, guys, we catch some big crappie right here. Now, let me tell you this. This is when I would go back to my 2-inch, okay, with that 1/0 hook. But again, we're out here just having a good time. And hey, man, it happens. It happens. My hook is just, I'm running a number 4 hook. I'm not running a number 2, and I'm not running a 1/0. I'm running a number 4. So that's part of, but you know, as gamemanship, you still like to bring them in the boat, you know, just kind of touch them. And listen, some days you come out here, you're not going to win them all. I know if you guys have been fishing for a while, you've gone fishing, it seems like everything you touch, it goes bad. You know, you throw it in the trees, throw it in the bushes, missing the fish. Some days it's just like that, guys. Some days it's just like that. What a life. Look at that. Yaannk! Nice crappie. Perfect eating size crappie. And let me tell you what I'm experiencing. It seems like to me they're not interested in any movement whatsoever. That's what it looks like to me. They just want it sitting there. Nice crappie. If I was keeping, I would keep him. But we're not keeping, so we're gonna let him go. Let me show him to you. 11-inch crappie. 11 inches. Very nice crappie. Let's get a little bit of that slime off of there. Guys, I am a fan of those crappie niblets. I'm a fan of the crappie nibblers. Where's my towel? I can find my towel. There it is. There we go. So I'm over here at the tree. We lost a really big one over there at Crappie Point. Okay, and I just try my luck over there because I know that the bigger fish are there. I automatically know that. But every now and again, I just like to go over there and see if I can land one in the boat. That's generally where I run minnows or whether I run the 2-inch stinger shad. Okay, that's generally where I would run. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys see me fish over there with that 2-inch shad soon. Let's put this one back in the water. We're going to back up a little bit too. Look at that. Yank! Look at that. That little rascal. I was bringing it up out of the water. Up out of the water, this little rascal hit it. Now that's the pink. That's the pink with the monkey milk. Let me see if I can get that hook out of there real easy without injuring him. Don't want to injure any of these fish. Here we go. Little rascal. Little rascal. And again, let me recap. When you go to camscrappiehold.com, guys, different time of the year you use different type of jig heads. Okay? With the non-painted, they will go with any colored plastic that you have, any color. Okay? But the thing about it is you're going to need a 1/32, which is what I'm using right now. You're going to need a 1/8 come spring, and some parts of summer, and the 1/16 is the most popular. So you're going to need all of those because it depends on what type of mood that the crappie are in. That's just a part of it. Wind's picking up. Yank! Look at that. It's that Chartreuse again. That's that Chartreuse. Man, you see how the crappie are starting to get bigger now? That's because that water temperature is dropping. That's because that water temperature is dropping. Nice crappie. 11 and a half. 11 and a half. We'll take him all day long. We'll take him all day long. We're not going to take him today, though. Let's turn us around a little bit. That wind won't let us sit still. Let me tell you guys this. This Chartreuse and monkey milk is actually a killer. It's actually a killer. Support you guys are giving me, and I want to tell you guys this. I'm fishing with 2 10-footers. Now I'll go over the specs a little bit later, but today is just one of those days, guys, where I was missing a lot of fish. Matter of fact, the 2 biggest hits I had today, I lost them, and it happens. Thanks so much for the love and support. It is now we're in the 2nd week of October, or is it the 3rd week of October? Anyway, guys, this is going to be my last video. My phone, let me tell you something. We are just selling and going crazy. I'm gonna have to turn my phone on mute for a minute because, you know, I post a lot on Instagram. So you guys are catching the second half of it. Instagram, they're immediate. I mean, they catch my stuff, and also I upload shorts on YouTube as well. So don't forget about all that. Don't forget about Cam's Crappie Hole Community on Facebook. You can join. Let me say that again, Cam's Crappie Hole Community. It's free of charge, okay? We are just this far away from 16,000 total in our group, okay? Next couple of weeks, we're going to be close to 18,000. We got about 200 people that are joining every day, okay? So we got a little a little good time that's going on here. Let me get my boat together. I'm out here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, guys. Uh-oh. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm having a good time. You can see I'm catching and releases. This is going to be the last episode that you'll see me vertical jigging with my my 10 foot. Now I'm getting ready to get into big water. I imagine they get ready to start here real soon as we approach Halloween. Let me show you what I got so we can get back to fishing, okay? I'm using, I want to tell you guys this, do not leave shore if you're vertical jigging without these two colors. Let me get back over here because I don't want to get in the wind. If I get in the wind, I'm going to have problems, okay? Let me get back over here. I got to stay out of the wind. That's important. If I don't stay out of the wind, I'm not going to be able to film for you guys. Look, let me show it to you. That's that monkey milk. Monkey milk with a chartreuse head on one pole. In a minute, I'm going to discuss the bites or the niblets, okay? But I want to show you what I'm using. I've downsized to the 1.5. Now let me tell you something. I know spots. I have spots that I'm catching big crappie. You guys saw me early in the video. This should have been a 1/0 or 1 hook or number 2 hook because there where I was fishing, you guys saw me lose that big one. They're big crappie. This is a number 4 hook. It's a very small hook. So if you're catching 11 and a half or 10 and a half, this is perfect what you need, okay? Plus, that's that 1/32. And listen, I want to reiterate this to you guys again. It's very, very important that you need these items, that you have these items in your tackle box, okay? I'm going to leave that there because I'm getting ready to get back out there and do a little bit more fishing. You need the 1/32. That's the one that falls slow, okay? You need the 1/16, which is our most popular, okay? It doesn't fall too fast, but it doesn't fall too slow, okay? And also you're going to need the 1/8, which is heavier, okay? For casting and retrieving. You're going to need both of those in your tackle box, okay? And let me show you the other color that I'm using. Come on over here, big boy. Let me see if I can get a hold to it. The hot pink. You need these in your tackle box. That's that 1.5. You see, I'm still using that monkey milk stinger, 1.5. Nasty bend hook, number 4. If you're going to get in bigger crappie, if you find yourself in bigger crappie, you need to take this off. You need to go with a number 2 hook or number 1 hook or 1/0. When I'm catching big fish, I always use 1/0. I don't use nothing but 1/0. Okay, I don't even fool around with anything else. That's if you're catching 15, 16, 17-inch crappie. But if you're catching 12, 13s, you need to stay with a number 2 hook. Okay. I'm tipping both of them. I don't want that to blow away from it. You have to try these. You can get these from any of the big box stores. Okay, guys, you have to have these. Okay, what is that old saying? I've told you guys many a times. It's always better to have and not need than to need and not have. These seem to be the difference when you run into those stubborn crappie. Okay, unfortunately, we don't sell these, not yet anyway. All right, so just go right down to the camscrappiehole.com and you can pick up everything that you see that I'm using here. Okay. By the way, I'm running my 10-foot Yaannk stick. You can get this in a kit, okay, with 4 of my most popular plastics. This is my 10-footer. It's made out of pure carbon fiber, and you get the reel that's attached. Fuji reel seat, Surefire bail, 7 ball bearing reel. It's designed to last you forever, okay? So it's a 10-footer, and it's a natural conductor. Let me tell you what happened. I can even feel when the crappie picked that niblet or that bite off of that hook. I can feel it, okay? And my backbone is so strong, guys, it yanks those rascals out of that water immediately, just like that. You're sitting right there watching in the comforts of your own home. Remember, I also have my finance company. In Cam's Crappie Hole, you'll see it at the top right or left-hand corner. One finance company is called Afterpay. The other one in my other store, Cam's Crappie Combos, is called ShopPay. Okay, remember that. And also on the banner, you'll see a banner when my store opens up, and either one of them, a red banner, either across the top or the bottom. You can port in one store by clicking on it, and if you're in the other store, you can click on it again, and you'll go to the other store. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the domains. Just click the red banner. You'll see it at the top. It runs all the way across the full screen of when you're in our store. Let me see if I can turn this rascal back on here. Let me get back over there. I gotta stay out of the wind. Okay, so if you want a 9-foot, you can go with a 9-foot Yaannk stick. If you want a 10 foot, you can go with a 10 foot. I prefer the 10 foot. I started with the 9 foot, but you have to kind of decide which one that you like between the two. Okay, let's get back to fishing, guys. I don't want to make sure I run into that big old poplar tree. Thank you so much for the love and support. Remember, guys, get out there and just try. Act like you know what you're doing. Just follow my little instructions. You'll be surprised, pleasantly surprised, when you feel that thump. Boop, and you know what's going on after that. Yank! Let's get back to fishing. As the sun comes up, they can change. Look at that. Yank! Look at that. Here we go. Here we go, guys. This is what you were looking for. This is what you were looking for. Let me turn you around. Let me turn you around. There we go. This is what you were looking for. You remember on my last episode, I mentioned to you, this is a great way to end the segment, by the way. I mentioned to you, you're going to have to pick through and look, we'll get what you're looking for. This is a perfect eating size crappie right here. And look, these crappie that we were catching today, guys, are simply complimentary. Look at that, right in the roof of the mouth. Let's get that hook out. Of this little 1.5 inch plastic. Look at that. Okay, let me show you. Let me back up so you guys can get a visual. Let me pull this other pole out of the water too. Grab a big cat come along, you just yank that bad boy clean in the water. Let me put it right there. That's what you're looking for. Let me back you guys up. That's a nice crappie. Okay, we're not keeping today. This is 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4. He's bumping 12 inches. Okay, super fantastic way to end this segment. I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for the love and support that you guys have shown me. And let me say this too. The reason why you want to use one of my Yaannk sticks, what separates them from everybody else's, and let me tell you that there are some good rods out there. Let me let him go. There are some good rods out there. Make no mistake about it. But my backbone kicks in really quick. Let me see if I can get this bad boy here together a little bit so I can talk to you guys. I'm making a junior size mess here. Carbon fiber is what you're after. Carbon fiber is what you're after. Okay? No graphite, no composite. That's not what you're interested in. And the reason why is because that backbone kicks in really quick, and it's a natural superconductor. You can feel anything. And let me tell you, that one, I was getting ready to move it from one spot to another, and that rascal hit. Okay, listen, just go right down to the camscrappyhole.com. You guys, you saw the tackle boxes, you saw the hook. Matter of fact, let me show this one to you. We caught him off of a hot pink. Or was it vice versa? No, it was a hot pink. This little 1.5 inch plastic, and you'll see it up there in the corner, is responsible, and that nasty bend hook. You see that? Don't mistake this for a stinger shad. Let me show you a stinger shad. Do not mistake. Let me see if I can find a white one here. Here we go. This would be perfect so you guys can see. I try to illustrate everything so you guys can see. I even went down further than a tube. Okay? Let me see if I can show you the difference. You see that? Let me turn it around. One's 2 inch, and one is, look how fat that is. Okay, I would use that, the one earlier that you saw me miss. This is what I should have been using, the 2 inch. But I'm over here at this treat, I'm catching this is a 1.5. The crappie is smaller, so I downsize to a smaller plastic. When the big girls start coming out, this is what you want. This is exclusive of Cam. This is called the White Knight. But right now I'm having a blast just using this. Anyway, guys, listen, take your kids out, let them try to enjoy this fishing, and let them just catch some of these crappie. And you can go right down to camscrappyhole.com. Everything that you see here is mine. The only thing that's not mine is the line. Okay? And soon it may be. Until next time, guys, keep those hooks wet, keep those lines tight, and we'll see you on the next turn.